Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all doing really well as always, and welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I'd show you a couple of things from the chorus of Dead Memories. Following on from the Colin Richardson Kemper pack that I did last week, the video on that, going through some of the tones. I played a little bit of Dead Memories in it, and I had a message off one of my my good friends, one of my longtime subscribers, just asking me to show you guys, or show him, or show everyone, what's actually going on in that Dead Memories chorus. And I hadn't thought about it. I did a cover of that song, I think it was early last year. I remember when I was learning it, a lot of the tabs and things, they kind of imply that there's a lot of octave leads going on and stuff like that, which is wrong. Now, there's a little bit of a catch there. There is some octave stuff going on, but it's not your traditional octave chords, shall we say. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. The first thing I'll do is run you guys through the tuning. You probably already know this, a lot of you guys. Slipknot use two tunings mainly. They use drop B and drop A. This is a drop B song, so you've got low to high, B, F sharp, B, E, G sharp, and C sharp. So that's basically a C sharp standard tuning, Black Sabbath, right? But you just drop in the low sixth string down to a B. So the first thing that I thought I'd show you is the chords that are going on underneath the lead section. It's the lead section where there's the most confusion, but I thought I'd show you the rhythm section anyway, because it's just it's really cool the way he's sort of like moving the melody underneath. So I'll play it for you first, and then I'll break it down. So that's pretty much the chorus rhythm, if you like, the rhythm section that's going on. Now live, Jim kind of plays a little bit of a hybrid between that and the lead that's going on, which I'll show you in a little bit. But this is, I believe, what's on the actual track on the record itself, okay? I believe Mick is just playing like straight chords in the live situation, but again, we're talking about what's actually on the album itself, okay? So what's going on? I thought this was really cool, which is why I kind of wanted to run through it with you guys. It's all based off of the 5th fret here to begin with. And he's basically just moving the root notes around. So you're going to put your first finger across the 5th fret, okay? Your power chord, right? But then you're going to bring your pinky across to 8th. And then you're going to move it down to 7 with your 3rd finger, and then an 8 again on the 5th string. So 4th string, 4th string, 5th string. So you've got like that. Okay, that's your first part. It's quite simple, this, but it's just really effective. Then what happens is he moves up, and he's going to do on the 6th and 5th string. You got your first finger on 8 and your 3rd finger on 10. And he starts with his 3rd finger on 10, or his pinky, whichever one he's doing, right? And then he comes off back to 8 and then back onto 10 again. So watch the way it moves. Okay? And coming from the last section, that would be... And again. Then what happens is he kind of comes off the 6th string now, and he lets that ring out as open. Okay, and what he's doing is he's just doing the 6th and 5th string again, and he's doing 13 and 12 underneath that. And then lastly, he's catching 12th fret on the 6th string. Like that. So, all together from the beginning. Okay? And then lastly, you've got this. He's going back to that original shape that you were doing down at 5 and 8, but he's going to do it up at 10 and 13. Okay, so you've got 10, 13, and then he's coming down to 12, and then he brings his middle finger up onto 12 on the 5th string. So you've got or. Okay? You could do it this way with your pinky and your 3rd finger. Just to keep your middle finger available to go up a string. Okay? So all together you've got something that looks like this. And that's it, okay? Second time round when it repeats, starts off the same way, comes up to your 10 and 8. And then this is where Jim breaks off live and does what the lead guitar is doing, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. But again, we're just going with the record today, okay? At that point, instead of following suit like in the first part, that's where you go down and you do your big chromatic run. Okay, which is just 3, 2, 1, open. Dead simple. Okay, so the second half of the chorus, if you like, or the second part of that riff would be okay, so all together. And now what I'll do is I'll play it up to speed for you, and I'll knock the gain up now, just so you get the full effect. And there you go. That is your chords for the chorus. I just think it's really cool use of moving the melody underneath the chords as opposed to just being, you know, or whatever the chords are. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just like straight power chords, I think it just makes it a little bit more melodic and makes for a bit of a thicker sound, which I guess is where the confusion is, because these thick walls of sound, they're a little bit harder to decipher when it comes to learning songs, as opposed to, you know, just being used to like just straight power chords and stuff like that with a little lead or an octave line on top, which have a lot of bands have fallen into over the years. But I think creativity really shows when you've got like melodies happening within the rhythm guitar structure itself, if that makes sense. This isn't the first time they've done it. They've also done it on Vermilion. Right on the outro, if you want to check that out, on that last sort of chorus kind of outro-y part, Jim's doing a very similar thing where he's moving the melody underneath the root notes, underneath the chords themselves. So I think that's very much I don't know, I don't want to just say a Jim Root thing, for instance, but that's something he's done a lot over Slipknot's career. So the last thing I want to talk to you about, the second thing I guess, is the lead guitar that's happening underneath that rhythm section in the chorus. Now, a lot of the tabs, a lot of covers I've seen, people have gone for this sort of octave lead line, which isn't accurate at all, if I may say so. What I would use just to back this up is if you go and listen to the isolated guitar tracks, you won't hear any of that in there. If you watch them play it live, you won't see that happening either. And I'm going to show you exactly what is going on. So bear in mind, earlier I said there is octaving going on just to give it that sound, but it's not octave chords. And what he's actually doing is he's just using an octave pedal to fill the sound out, okay? So I'll play it for you in full with the octaver on, and then I'll turn the octaver off, and then I'll break it down for you. Very cool, right? I absolutely love that. And it sounds absolutely huge when you've got some like reverb delay on it, especially with the octaver on it as well. It really fills the sound out. Like I said, if you go and listen to the isolated tracks, you'll hear exactly that. So what's going on is he's basically just keeping this melody going. And he's just moving the root note on top of it, or sort of the bass note where he's going from. So those notes would be open on the 3rd string. Then he's going 8th fret on the 4th string. Then he's going open on the 4th string. And then he's going 10th fret on the 4th string. Okay, so he's going... Okay, and that's happening underneath the... Okay, so from the beginning, he's starting from that open note on the 3rd string. Okay, then he's going... And you want to keep this alternate picked. That's 10 and 10 on the 2nd and 3rd strings. Okay, that's your first part. Then what he's doing is he's moving the bass note over. I guess you could call it a bass note in this sort of melody. He's moving the bass note over to 8th fret 4th string. He's going... And he's going... He's moving that up on the 2nd string now. He's going 10, 11. So he's going... After... Okay, so far you've got... Okay. So that's open on the 3rd string. 10, 10, and then over with your 1st finger to 8, and then back to the 2nd string. 10, 11. Okay, so far. Then what he's doing is he's going open off of the off the 4th string. He's changing that bass note now. Okay, and that is really what's moving it. And I'm pretty sure Paul Gray's doing something quite similar on the bass here. If you go watch the All Hope Is Gone documentary, or like little snippets of them working on it, you can see them sort of like working this stuff out together. So I'm pretty sure him and Paul kind of worked this out together, and it made it what it is, rather than just like a straight boring chorus, you know, which it could have been just following the chords. There's all sorts of melodies that are happening underneath the vocals. So he's moving that bass note to your open 4th string now, and he's just following suit here on the higher notes. He's just doing the first part, the 2 10s, 2nd string, 3rd string, 10, 10. Okay. Okay. So all together from the beginning, you'd have... Then over to 8. Then open. And then you guessed it, he's going to do this thing again on the higher strings, okay? But he's going to move the bass note this time. He's coming up to 10th fret on the 4th string. And you can do that a couple of ways. You can bar your 1st finger across, or you can use your 2 fingers together like I am. Whatever gets you the cleanest sound. I think barring it won't give you the cleanest sound, because you might hit a string you don't mean to, and the notes might clash a little bit more using the 1 finger. But if you use your 2 separate fingers there, 1st finger and 2nd finger, watch to skip the string in the middle. Don't want to hit that 3rd string, it'll ruin your day. Yeah? There you go. And that's it, okay? So, all together from the beginning. Okay, and again. So that's the first measure of it, okay? Second measure, it changes up a little bit. Starts in the same way, And now it breaks off and does sort of the descent over there. Okay, so it leads in the same way, exactly the same first two parts. Open third string, your two tens, then your first finger comes over to 8 on the fourth string, and you're working it up, 10 and 11. So this is where it walks down. So now what he's doing, I bring my middle finger over to 5th string, 8th fret. And I'm going first finger on the next string, the 4th string, for 7, and then 8. Okay, 8, 7, 8. And then he takes it down with his first finger. And he goes 6 on the 5th string, next string, 4th string, 7, and then lastly, 3rd finger. You can catch it with your middle finger, I suppose, but I prefer my 3rd finger. Again, just trying to keep it as clean as possible, especially with all those effects on top when you do switch them on. That last note there is 7th fret, 3rd string. Like I said, you do want to keep it clockwork and alternate for this. So you've got... like that. So that second half all together. And again. And then all together, you end up with something like this. Okay, so for the most part, like I said, it's just moving the bass note over this little melody here. Okay, so it's just that repeating melody. You're just moving the notes that are happening underneath, okay? So I'll show you what it sounds like now with the octaver on, because that's what really fills the sound out. So he's using an octave pedal. I'll just switch that on. I'll stick the delay and reverb on as well, just so you get the idea of the really full sound that it can have once you've got all those effects on top. So there you go. That is your chorus lead. Myth debunked. No octaves, but an octave pedal over those single note leads. And I think that's one thing that Jim Root has always been good at. It's his layering. You'll see Corey Taylor comment on his layering, like in some of the Fret 12 DVDs and stuff like that. He likes to really sort of compose his songs and put as many layers on top of each other, a little bit like a full composition, like in an orchestra, shall we say. And I think that's just what separates him from your traditional metal players, if you like. And you'll hear a lot of that going on in Stone Sour, when he was in Stone Sour. If you go and listen to the Audio Secrecy album, there's so much great layering on that album as a whole. Songs like Hate Not Gone, The Bitter End, Mission Statement. There's just it's not just straight guitar left and right rhythms and then a little lead on top. He layers his chords, yeah, a little bit like what's going on in this chorus and the rhythm. you know, rather than just switch this delay off. It could have been that, yeah, with, what's the octave? What did the tabs say? Something like that? Yeah, it could have been that. Try it for yourselves if you've got the gear to track your own guitars, yeah, or even just do it on your phone or something like that, and you'll hear it come to life. You know, if you'd play it that way, just the straight chords. Yeah, stick your octave thing on top. Yeah, and then try it this way. You'll find that this way, you'll find that it sounds a lot more full and closer to what's actually going on the song and the track itself. So there you go, guys. That's your Deb Memories chorus. It's the two factors that are making up that really sort of thick sound. You've got these big chords, and then Jim's little lead on top with the octave pedal on top. Just one final thing I will say as well. In the live situation, Jim plays a hybrid of both. He starts off playing the chords. So exactly the same for the first part. And he gets that far on the second run of it, and then he breaks off and goes, which is on the octave lead, okay? So that's what Jim's doing live. He's just literally doing a blend of both parts, but on the record, those are the two separate parts that are making up that chorus. So there you go, guys. That's your Deb Memories chorus. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see me sort of like decipher any more stuff like I've done on this channel, just let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Peace.